Please welcome the principal of Star International Academy and a 2017 Michigan Charter School Administrator of the Year finalist, Mr. Bazzi. We'll put your phone out.
So we're going to go on a journey, all right? Everyone follow me. It's August 2018. We're in the summer. All the staff are back. Everyone's working. It's a Friday. Thank goodness for Friday, right? It's college football weekend. Went grocery shopping. Ice cold Diet Coke waiting at home. Hooray. So upon walking out, colleague and I are just talking about the rankings. A student just received her license. God help us all. It's coming out of the parking lot. Obviously, there are after-school activities, summer activities. So just to picture our parking lot, you cannot make a left. You have to turn right, and there's a median between the athletic field that is fenced, and you make that left, a Michigan left, so you can go left. So we're walking, and the young lady makes the left, and instead of hitting the brake pedal, she hits the gas pedal, and she goes right into the fence, right? First thing that came in mind, astaghfirullah in Arabic. So in other words, my translation is, are you kidding me, God? Right now? On college football weekend. So we run over to the young lady, make sure she's okay, and she's fine, just a little frazzled, no injuries, no ambulance. It was just a little ding to her car, as you can see. And so she keeps talking, and she's going 100 miles per hour. We didn't understand what she was saying. Mr. Bazzi, I'm sorry, I thought it was great. So then, to calm her down, we put on our Captain Obvious impersonation and said, Sarah, you just drove your car to the fence. Right? So at this point, there's no one to call because it is a Friday. Fencing company won't come out to Monday. It is a hazard now. We have a car stuck in a fence, and we have 4 poles that are angled at about a 35, 45 degree angle. And these poles are cemented to the ground, and we have to get them back to 90 because the community does use our facilities where they come and play, the community kids. So this is a huge hazard. So colleague and I look at each other, and first thing we said to each other, we are farmers, dun, 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 dun. I mean, we know a thing or two because we have seen a thing or two. And I'm sure every administrator, we would probably be the best farmers insurance agents we probably could because we'd have a museum filled of the artifacts. So we start pushing. I mean, all 300 pounds between us both are pushing at this pole as hard as we can. Moments later, you hear a huge tear in somebody's pants. So my colleague quickly looks behind him. He's inside. Oh no. So I look over, right between the left and the right cheek, right down the middle. A tear. I just want to Diet Coke, people. I really just want to Diet Coke. So finally, after a few minutes, you see a gang of cars come up to the fence, and all of these teachers get out of their cars. Mr. Bazzi, you really are drowning. Do you need some help over here? Yes, please. You know, we'd love to have some help. So within minutes, 2 people turned into 6, and they eventually turned into about 10 or close to a dozen, pushing at this fence. And finally, we got the fence to the 90-degree angle, put the fence back together. It's still broken, but it looks somewhat like a fence, right? No longer a hazard. So the point of the story is that, did the teachers have to stay and come up to help that fence? Is that part of their job? Absolutely not. Did they have to stay 2 hours past their time in which they could leave home for the weekend? Absolutely not. Did they ask for pay? No. They did it because they loved their school. They did it because the philosophy we have embedded in our district is that if one person is drowning, 100 people are jumping in, right? If you can't swim, that's fine. Find something else to do to help the situation. And it takes years to develop this. I mean, this is not going to happen after a year, maybe 2, it might take 5. But in the end, when everyone adopts to this culture, we're out to perform or really have a school culture of that of servant leadership culture, right? Where we're here to serve each other. This is not about the principal, this is not about anybody else, it's about all of us, right? Because all of us matter, regardless of who you are. Titles don't exist. So how did we get to this scenario, right? What led to having this for so many years and then getting stronger and stronger every single year. So one of the characteristics that can never exist in a servant leadership culture is ego, right? I asked Alexa yesterday, hey Alexa, can you remove ego from your DNA? She told me no. Okay? So that's out of the question. So we have to learn to bury it, right? Because this could make or break any district, any corporation. It doesn't even have to be at the school level. So let's play a scenario here. I just got promoted as the principal. Yes, hooray, I'm so excited, and you should be excited, right? Because it is a step forward, whether it be leadership, principal, any role. Congratulations to you. To the district, it's a golf clap, right? Because they just had a birdie, yes, it's a win-win, however, there are more putts you have to make, right? Because the holes never end. It keeps going, it keeps going, it keeps going. Now tomorrow, or that night, Donnie Brasco is going to call you. He's going to tell you, forget about it. Right? Because what you do tomorrow will drive the district forward. So, hypothetically, if I come into work the next day, give me a minute here. I gotta get my Mr. T necklace on. This is heavier than you think. So if I come in tomorrow, right? My sister keeps in my pocket. Thank you. Right? If I come in tomorrow, good morning everyone. I'm the principal. Right? See it? I'm the boss. Okay? So this is what I need happening. You're going to do it this way, blah, blah, I have 20 years, 10 years, whatever the case be, I know better. You're going to follow my ideas, because I said so. Right? Teacher asked me, well, why are we doing this? Because I told you. Right? I told you, I know better. Just do it. If you need me, I'll be in my office, schedule an appointment with my assistant. Okay? I'll see you at 3:30. Don't be this guy. Right? So, I'm going to take this office. Yes, and it's very heavy. Art students made it. So, how do we eliminate ego? How do we remove that to the equation? The most powerful agent against ego is voice, right? Giving staff members, the community, the students a voice. That is very, very powerful. So how do we do that? So we're going to run another scenario. Daniel Pink. Everybody familiar with Daniel Pink and his work? Great work. Highly recommend reading some of his books. So we stole a chapter from his book, Genius Hour. You wouldn't be too happy on how I tailored it, but we had to tailor it for the sake of our district. Veteran teachers come to office, Mr. Bazzi, listen, we're struggling here. 24 hours before open house, teachers are stressed. I mean, we have Mrs. Smith, I mean, she's counting her staples. She had 10 staples, now she's down to 8. She went after, where are my 2 staples? Who took them? Right? Expo markers. How does she have 2 expos and I only have 1 black? I need another one. Everyone's on edge. All right, we get it. John, go ahead, make an announcement. Everybody meet us in the main office, down by the main office. So John gets on the PA, and of course that's not their name, so I'm just making them up. Everybody please report to the main office, and then all you're gonna know, oh my God, another one, now I can't finish anything. You just get, it's hilarious. It really is funny. So they all come down, say, okay, we know everyone's stressed, we know everyone's on edge, we get it, it's open house, your rooms aren't ready. Your rooms don't have to be ready. You have 182 days to get your room ready. Every elementary teacher knows that. Am I right or am I wrong? I mean, is it really done? It's never done. Any classroom is never done. We want you to be ready tomorrow. You are here because you are special. You are here because you fit in within what we're trying to do. You have gifts. We want those gifts tomorrow. We don't need a sheet of paper telling who you are. Just be you. That is what we want. So here's what we're going to do for the next 60 minutes. It's about 3 o'clock, so there's about 1 hour left before contractual time ends. Everyone's leaving this building. I am locking you out. Try using your badge. Haha, you can't get in. Okay, it's locked out. 60 minutes. I don't care where you go. You're going to partner up, or you're going to group up, and you're going to leave. You can go to the Starbucks up the street, Fairlane Mall is down the, I don't care. Just be safe. Don't go too far. And be back in 60 minutes. Ready? Go. Everybody leaves. Not a soul in the building. right? And for the next 60 minutes, they become human again, right? The conversations that they have. The picture here above, one of our teachers, or two of them, went to a garage sale, right? And the swimming pool reminded her of when she was young, she worked so hard to get the swimming pool for $10 at the time. She probably got it for 50 cents at a yard sale. But reminded her that hard work pays off, right? And that's that in her classroom. Should I say in front of my class? Go right in. Okay, whatever you want, right? Other conversations? Yeah, Mr. Bazzi, Mrs. Smith, she really hates her ex-husband. Okay? I'll be sure never to conversate about her ex-husband when we're leaving. Okay, thank you for sharing. Right? So, it felt good to be human again, right? We're not robots, nor do we want any staff member to be a robot. The next day came, everybody came, we actually dismissed everyone. We'll see you all tomorrow. We don't need you. We'll cancel all PDs for tomorrow. Tomorrow's your day, do what you need to do. Next day came. If I tell you more work was done the next day than the past 2 weeks, that's exactly what happened, right? Not because they had to, because they knew. I mean, principal said, hey, don't worry about it. I need you to be ready tomorrow. They did it because they knew and they felt and believed, which is very, very important, believing, which was true, that they were cared for, right? This is really about us. And us working together to get the job done. That is what we did. Another example, and it was shared by Buddy earlier regarding the girls varsity. And I promised her I would give this spiel because she's very proud of it. A couple years ago, she comes into my office, Mr. Bazzi, listen, we're going to win a district title this year. I promise you, volleyball, we have the team, we're going to do it. Oh, well, that's wonderful, great. It's like, oh, here's a PO, we need a $4,000 volleyball mat though. So you need a new volleyball net to win the districts. Yeah, it has to be done. Right? You see a flock of the team in there. Yes, it has to be done. Okay, well, we'll look at the budget, we'll get it. We wind up getting the volleyball net. They didn't win districts that year. But anyways, this year comes, Mr. Bazzi, same volleyball team. Now they're all seniors at this point. We're going to win the districts this year, I promise you. How much? What do you mean? So we have to host districts this year. We have to. Please, it's never been done before. It will mean so much to the school. We're opening up our school to everyone. Let everybody come and see us. Okay, well, I mean, it doesn't cost anything, right? So that's a win-win. All right, let's host it. We host it, we wind up winning, right? See, I told you. Yeah, I mean, $10,000 later. Yeah, thank you, I appreciate it. But giving voice to even students, right? And voice being followed up on. Right? It's easy to come and share a perspective with you, a feedback, right? But if you don't follow up on it, what good is it, right? Because they start to disbelieve at this point. So through the years, we have been able to take everyone's voices. Through the years, we've been able to take everyone's feedback. And not every feedback was followed up on, right? But it was followed up on in the sense of, hey, listen, this is a great idea, we're just gonna have to put it on the back burner right now because this is what's happening, right? And they understand, because they know in the future it will come back up. And that's very, very important to make sure that they feel and buy into the situation. Another example, homecoming. And I know the elementary teachers did this purposely. But anyways, homecoming, mostly for high school, right? 9 through 12. So I get a letter in my mail, and I know it was a 3rd grade student, and I can see the 3rd grade team smiling as I'm reading it. So, in the letter it says, Dear Mr. Bazzi, it's like they're writing to the Santa, right? Dear Mr. Bazzi, we would like to participate in the homecoming. It's not fair, just because we're upstairs. Wow, okay. So guess what? They were part of the homecoming and created a parade, right? And created a float, a wonderful float. They wind up coming in 2nd place, right? The seniors had spies, so they just trumped each other so the seniors would win. But again, a 3rd grade team, right? With teachers behind them. I know the trick. But imagine how those kids felt when a letter went home. Hey, we went and saw Mr. Bazzi and we're going to be part of the homecoming parade. I mean, that's priceless, right? I mean, how can you tell a 3rd grader no? Because the next day during their lunch, they just simultaneously show up at your door and just walk in. Did you get my letter? What do you think? Is that a yes? Oh boy, right? Yeah, great idea, let's do it. So again, as low as 3rd graders, our NHS members say, hey, you know what, we do a Thanksgiving luncheon. We had a meeting a few years ago. Why are we not doing more, right? Here we are, teachers serving us, we need to do something to the community. And this came from the students. This is their idea of giving back because we have built a culture of giving back. We now host a Thanksgiving luncheon. We had this year 100 public servants in our cafeteria. And guess who was serving them? Students. Luckily they didn't cook. I mean, I don't think anybody would have ate, but they were serving, right? And it worked out. So what are the end results? What happens? With this whole servant leadership culture, everybody serving each other, I mean, awards just happen, right? And they're really not important because here's why. Sure, we got the silver medal, everyone's excited. Actually, a teacher had come and say, hey, you know, we won the silver. That's great, let's celebrate. We had a staff luncheon. Next day, hung it up in the bathroom, right? Because come tomorrow, that's it. It's one and done. We've dealt with it, we got silver, what else can we do? We never stop serving. Just because we won an award doesn't mean we stop. Right? We keep going, we keep serving. That is our mission, that is our vision. Some notable student achievements. In 3 years, and finally as the culture is getting stronger and stronger and stronger, our students, senior class, within 3 graduating classes, 38 million. Just like that in scholarships, because now they're competing. Post-secondary enrollment, 94%. Post-secondary enrollment. That is astonishing. And then finally, we break to Ivy League, right? Even though they rejected my calls multiple times, and I don't blame them. Especially with the voicemails I've left. But finally, we have 2 students in the run, right? One visited Brown University last year. The other one visited Harvard. Near perfect SAT scores. I mean, grade point average off the charts. Finally, 2 students from our members, from our school, are going to Ivy League come 2019. And I know they didn't take them because of my voicemails, because they truly had the scores. So it happens, achievement happens. It really does work. And let this be an example, and please collaborate with each other, talk amongst each other. We're in it all together. We're not competing against anybody. We're here to service our kids. And Dan had mentioned earlier about these students coming because parents choose to send them to our schools. And it's a great choice, right? Not to be biased, but it is a great choice because we can do more. We don't have to go through the red tapes, right? This is what's unique about charter schools, is we go directly to the source. So, to end, thank you so much for being such a wonderful audience. In the words of Edward Moreau, good night, good luck, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you.